Hello Scorpio, and welcome to my channel. Welcome back to those of you who've been here before, and welcome very much to those of you who've come across to find out what it's all about. My name is Colette. I am an intuitive tarot reader of over 30 years experience, and I'm here today to do a reading for you Scorpios, Sun, Moon, Venus, Rising and Cusp Scorpio. If you don't know where those placements are, Scorpio, there is going to be a free natal link in the description box down below for you to go and check that out. You may obviously already know where your Sun or your Moon or your Rising are. You may not be so aware where your Venus is or your Mars or any of the other planets. And also it helps to have a kind of bigger understanding of the degrees of where those signs are, or those planets, sorry, are as well, and which house it falls in if you're interested in astrology. It does help to understand your own natal chart when it comes to the bigger picture of what is happening at this time in our lives compared to what is actually taking place in the sky itself. I'm not an astrologer by profession. I am much more of a tarot reader, but I have been looking into astrology ever since I was very small. I first came across it when I was about 12 years old, so it kind of grabbed me and I've had an interest in it ever since then. Tarot cards came into my life when I was about 16, so I also kind of learnt to read them quite early on as well. So also it does help if you want to get a bigger understanding for yourself with the astrology. You can check out the other signs as well that correspond to your signs, the other readings, should I say, that correspond to your signs, and you can do that on other tarot channels as well if you have more of a kind of understanding. It gives you a bigger picture, helps you to possibly see on a deeper level. It gives more kind of background information, I always think, if you can also check out your rising sign. This is a love sign for Scorpio, or love reading, should I say. I've got the word sign in my head now. So this is a love reading, Venus related, so it will help if you know where your Venus is. Venus is actually in your sign, I think, or may have just moved out of your sign. Not quite sure, haven't checked the astrology for, no, I think she's still there in the very last stages. Actually, she is actually in the very last stages, about 28 degrees or so at this time. So you are going to be affected mostly by that energy at this time, Scorpio, anyway. So cross watchers as well, if you're interested in a Scorpio, have been in a relationship with a Scorpio, want to be in a relationship with a Scorpio, just to be aware that the energy could actually be crossed over with the cards that I'm using. So this deck of cards is going to be for Scorpio. I'm reading these as yourself, Scorpio, and this deck of cards I will be reading for the cross watcher, or the person, Scorpio, that you have an energetic connection with. A strong energetic connection as well, from what I'm seeing in the cards as they've come through. So starting the reading off with one of my cup cards, which I always do because it gives me an overall kind of understanding of what's happening in your life when it comes to the situation that you're in. That's a bit weird. That's really kind of grabbing all that light and kind of put me into a shadow situation here. Can't remember it doing that before. That's a bit odd. Let me just move that around a wee bit, see if that makes any difference. Odd. Don't know what's happening there. Maybe, Scorpio, you're feeling as though you're in a shadow energy at this time. Scorpio and Venus can be quite yeah, it can bring out that kind of shadow, more kind of darker energy, particularly if you are a Scorpio as well. So anyway, getting on with the reading, the Four of Cups in reverse here is saying to me that there is a situation of disappointment, upset. Somebody here isn't feeling as though they are receiving what they should be receiving or wanting to receive here. There can also be, because there's these two sisters here, which kind of represent for me the voices in your head, as well as the kind of the outer influences. This could also be people kind of whispering at you, possibly saying things that you're not wanting to hear at this time, Scorpio. Kind of putting your relationship down, possibly putting the person that you have this energetic connection with down, maybe questioning you. But I feel as though it's something that you're not particularly wanting to hear or take notice of. And it is kind of making you feel even worse, I would say, if you're listening to these voices, if you're taking any notice of what's going on from other people's opinions. It's just kind of building on that energy of, there's also an energy here of not really knowing. And it's kind of adding to that as well. It's kind of adding to this sense of kind of not being able to make sense of things. And also just this general feeling of feeling, low, a low energy, a low ebb here. Possibly from something that you thought was going to go one way and it's gone another way. Because we also have here at the bottom of the deck the Page of Cups. So this is saying to me that there's a healing process taking place here as well. This can also be seen as your own energy here. You retreating into a place of healing, you retreating into this kind of looking at things on a deeper level, reflecting, which again is very Scorpio energy. When Venus is in Scorpio, it is about reflecting on the emotions, what's led you to where you are now. But the Page is a young energy as well, so it's kind of learning as you go. Maybe you're kind of seeing things in a different way. Maybe you're coming to terms with your emotions in a different way. Anyway, we'll see what comes out in the reading, Scorpio, because we're starting your reading off with the Strength card here. With this lion who's got this massive roar going on here, this huge mouth. And today this has come through for me as protection. And before I go any further, I will just say that the reading is set out in 3 sets of 3. It's your past energy, your present energy, and your future energy. So it's like your past energy is creating where you are now, and that past energy can be recent past, it can be way back, it can be something that happened in your childhood which you've carried through with you and is still affecting you, which the Page of Cups can also imply as well. This energy can be about something that's kind of been carried through from your childhood. But the Strength card for me today is talking about a situation of where you felt very protective towards something, or you felt as though you needed to protect yourself, maybe your own energy here, Scorpio. But it's just coming through as this strong need to, like, it brought out this very protective energy within you, this very kind of don't mess with me, don't mess with mine, don't how am I seeing this? Don't push me too far is how it's coming across. Don't push me too far. And this could be related to the person that you have this energetic connection with in some way. It may be that you felt overprotected towards them. It could have brought something out in you that you hadn't experienced before as well, Scorpio, a side of yourself that you felt very strongly about this. It's coming through as a very strong masculine energy, a very powerful, protective energy. Maybe it's to do with protecting the actual relationship from other people as well. It could even be a sense of jealousy or pride, literally. This is mine. I'm keeping it. But I feel somehow that it kind of brought on a sense of because we got the Knight of Pentacles here in reverse as well, and I'm feeling that this is coming through as a kind of defeat energy, like something that's defeated you, something that you've had to leave behind. You've slowly had to leave something, you've slowly had to walk away from something here. And I'm feeling that it's coming from this energy here, this kind of need to protect something or overprotect something that didn't work in your favour, Scorpio. Almost like possible controlling as well, that it became too controlling, that you became too controlling, Scorpio. That this person didn't feel as though they had their own space or their own life even, that you were very kind of, and it's not in a nasty way, I don't feel as though it's in a nasty way, it feels more like protective, like, but overprotective, like you had to be involved with everything. And so this is either you leaving or it's them leaving, but somebody has left this situation. Somebody's walked away very, very slowly and very, very reluctantly. And I do feel as though this is your energy here that's coming through, Scorpio. And it just feels like defeat. Like somebody had to admit defeat in the end and just leave something that they thought was going to be very... because it's Pentacles, they thought it was going to be very kind of long-lasting, very sustaining, nurturing, that had a lot of growth, a lot of potential. And it led into this energy here, the Three of Pentacles in reverse. So this is coming through for me today as a sense of, as I was saying, kind of wanting to build something with this person, wanting to create something, wanting to have solid foundations with this person, wanting to build something long lasting, something that was going to be worthwhile. And again, it's this kind of protective energy, like you wanted to protect them, you wanted to give them your protection. Because it's come out with the Two of Cups here as well, the Two of Water, or yeah, Two of Water, Two of Cups energy here. And again, this is in reverse. So both of these are in reverse. And so it feels to me as though this wasn't accepted. This whole thing wasn't accepted by this person, whoever this person was that you were hoping to build this with, Scorpio. It wasn't accepted by them. Perhaps they found this wall that you were kind of building, maybe they found it like too restrictive, like you were kind of building it around them, and it became not so much a partnership as a I'm getting here, not so much a romantic or relationship as something that became more like a prison in a way for this person. Emotionally as well. You may have put a lot of demands on this person, Scorpio. But something certainly upset this relationship. This person who you had this strong connection with. As you see here, there's like the two of them in this river, kind of drinking from these wine glasses, and they're both staring at each other. It's like, you know, they have strong feelings for each other, but when it's in reverse, it's kind of saying that something has gone wrong here, something that shouldn't have, possibly, due to kind of this dominant energy is what I'm feeling, this kind of dominant need to protect. But I feel as though it was done out of love. I don't feel as though it was done out of malice. I feel as though it was done out of love for this person, Scorpio. Although this person may not have seen that or understood that as well. So we move into your present energy with the Page of Swords. Pages again being that young, naive, especially when it's upside down, naive energy of you see here he's kind of standing on the edge of this cliff, and there's this big bird wing, and it's kind of behind him, and it looks to me as though it's got the possibility to knock him off here. And this person is masked as well. They actually are wearing a mask here. So it feels like it was a kind of dangerous situation in your present. This kind of precarious, standing on the edge of something, feeling as though you could fall off the edge at any point, Scorpio, that anything could kind of knock you off that, off any stability, like there wasn't really any stability, especially in your head, like there was nothing that you, feels like nothing that you could hold on to or cling to or that made sense to you. And all you could see was this kind of open, kind of gaping chasm beneath you, as if your life was kind of just no longer how can I put it, like with this energy here, it was like so strong, you thought that everything was kind of planned out. It kind of feels as though here it's like that was just taken away, like somebody had just kind of taken that plan away from you, just like removed what you thought was your next step, but it was no longer there. And it's followed straight after with the Knight of Swords in reverse as well. And the Knight of Swords is actually, put them together, you can see this kind of progression that is happening here. And so you have moved away from the edge here, and you're kind of battling, but it feels as though you're kind of battling more with your own mind, your own fears, your own conflict here. Because this bird has kind of turned up with these big, sharp, pointy teeth. And you're standing there, you've now got your sword, which was raised in this one as well, but you were kind of very, in this card it feels as though you were kind of not really taking any notice of what was happening around you. Very kind of, almost like you've kind of given up on looking after yourself or taking care of the situation. But here you are, you've kind of come back from the edge and you're kind of deciding to battle through this. Like you're not going to let it beat you. You're not going to be defeated by it completely. It's how it's coming through for me. Even if it is just all in your own head, even if it is your own thoughts here, Scorpio, that you're having to fight with. There's more of a kind of determined energy here, even though it is still in reverse as well. It feels as though it's something that you've kind of had to wake up to, acknowledge within you. Because the final card that we have here is the Four of Pentacles. And this to me today is saying that there's this kind of stubborn feeling here. This stubbornness is kind of wanting to keep hold of this here, of whatever you feel that you have already built here. You're not going to let it go. And it feels a bit like you've been at war with yourself, actually, is how it's coming through for me here. You've been at war. The Swords energy relates to the air energy, the mind, the thought process, which can take us down all kinds of different paths and scenarios, especially if we don't have any facts to back these things up. We just have our own mind that can just kind of play havoc, which is what I feel that this has been, Scorpio. It's been you kind of battling your inner demons here. And it also relates, like I was saying, to the air energies. So that would be Libra, Aquarius and Gemini. Which are all kind of mutable energies as well. There's nothing fixed or definite about those energies, but it does feel as though you're now kind of making that decision. It's interesting because these two are kind of together as well. They make a story here, just like these two also make a story here. I'm going to show them both upright as well. So the story that I'm picking up is about you having battled with these demons, and now you're kind of, it comes out the right way. No, it's not going to turn out the right way on, sorry about this, messing about with the cards. They are back to front, but that's how they're going to appear in the actual reading. So this one here, I feel, is you making that decision, that you've worked hard for this, you've put some time and energy and effort into this. You wanted this to work, you want to build with this person, you want to create something, and you're kind of stubbornly, after you've been battling through all of this, for want of a better word, mindfuck energy, you've kind of come to some decision in yourself here that you're not going to give up on this, Scorpio. You're not giving up on this, even though other people's opinions may be otherwise. Other people may be telling you something very different, and that's not making you feel any better either, like as I was saying. But for me, this Four of Pentacles is saying that you are very much still sitting on that wall, waiting, ready to risk as well. Ready to take that risk. Waiting. Stubbornly. Holding on to something that to you has a lot of meaning. Scorpio. And it's kind of like you don't really care what anybody else has to say. Because you've got the King of Pentacles coming out upright in your future energy, which is kind of implying that you're going to go from this Four of Pentacles, stubborn, definite, like, this is what I'm going to do. This is what I'm going to stick with. I'm not going to let this go. I'm not going to look for anything new. I'm not going to change my mind. This is the path I'm on. This is the path I want to stay on. And so the King of Pentacles is kind of saying that you're moving into this energy of being even very more kind of fixed in your idea of this, but also being very courageous, it kind of feels like, in some way. And I don't know why it's feeling courageous. King of Pentacles is usually very kind of down to earth and very grounded in what he does, but it's not how it's coming through for me today. It's kind of coming through as this energy of excitement and exuberance and a feeling of celebration somehow. And also this sense of, yeah, achievement, like really strong sense of achievement. Like, I have done this, I have put myself out there and I have made this happen. But what's coming out after, we have the Death card. And the Death card, of course, is all about change. It's all about transformation. It's in reverse. And it's like this hand is coming out of nowhere to pluck this rose. This kind of decaying rose. It's got no life in it. It's like falling apart. It's like whatever it was, it's reached an ending. There's a finality about this. There's kind of like, there's no new growth in this rose. Its time has passed. And this can actually relate to a relationship, or it can relate to, and I'm feeling more as though this is relating to like it's relating to more of a situation in your life, or it's relating to how you have approached something so far. It doesn't have to be about an ending of the actual relationship. I feel as though it's more about the energy behind it, like something is shifting. And that's what I think this is about here as well, this kind of King of Pentacles. It's coming through as quite a joyous energy. I'm seeing it as kind of somebody who's like, you know, he's doing a headstand or a handstand in kind of celebration. Riding in on this bull, like, you know, he wants to be seen. He's kind of really determined, in fact, to be seen. It's like, you know, I am strong and I am virile and I am very capable and I am, and it doesn't have to be masculine energy. Even though it is a king, it can also be a female that we're talking about here. Again, male, female, gender doesn't really make any difference. I'm just saying he because it is the king energy, Pentacles. But that's how it's coming through. It's coming through as somebody who's wanting to impress, in fact, or you are wanting to impress this person, Scorpio. That's how it's coming through. You're wanting to impress. You're wanting to show them the best of you. Because like I said, you haven't given up. And so you are willing to allow that energy from all of this past stuff, whoops, all of this past stuff, you are willing now to release it, to let that go. Even though it's in reverse, it feels as though it's a slow process. It feels as though this has been something that's been going on for quite some time, actually, is how it's coming through. And this is kind of like the ending of it. Like it's been happening in stages. Possibly stages of kind of dealing with your own crap, your own head, your own thoughts, your own, rather than kind of seeing this as something or this other person causing this problem. It's almost like you've kind of come to that realization yourself, Scorpio, which has caused this energy to come in as well. This kind of like, you know, it takes two. It takes two. It's not just about one person. It's always two people in any relationship. Is how it's coming through for me here. So it does feel as though it's this long process of kind of allowing that old energy to die, to let it go, in order for something new to bloom here, something new to grow. Because we also have the Queen of Pentacles here as well. So we have what would be called a power couple here. The king, your queen to your king, the king to your queen. And there is a sense, they both come out upright as well, so there is a sense here that you're both you're both coming from the same place now. You've kind of both wanting something solid, you're both wanting something grounded, you're both wanting to make this a success. And it also feels as though you're both wanting to be in each other's environment as well. Because after the Queen of Pentacles, we have the Judgment card here. And the Judgment card for me is saying today, in reverse, it's like this door is open, but there's this kind of black hole here. And the black hole, I feel, is kind of the negative energy that's been between the two of you. It's like that vacuum, that kind of everything being sucked into this space here. And also it's kind of relating to this Death card in a way as well, kind of the door not being shut yet. Something has not been finalised here yet. As I was saying, this process, it does feel like this process that is going on here with you, Scorpio. and this other person, your queen or your king, again, depending. But interestingly, we also have the Three of Cups here, ending. And I'm kind of seeing this as this energy here as well. Like this black, swirling, everything being sucked into it, like no joy, no kind of sense of like, almost like, where do you focus? Where are you putting your focus? Because if you're going to focus on this, there's going to continue to be this kind of sense of things being unresolved in a way. The Judgment card can also talk about resurrection, of something coming back to life, and that's what I'm feeling with this card here, this Three of Cups coming out, and this swirling energy here. I'm seeing this as this same thing. It's like this is going to create this, even though this was in reverse. It's like there's an acceptance needed here, an acceptance, a forgiveness, a need to close the door on whatever happened here in order to create this new celebration of energy, this new beginning, this new start of something that is worth celebrating. And it kind of feels as though this is being created from this energy. Because of course, the thing about that's interesting, because I'm just seeing this now as this kind of, with the door open, this energy's coming through this door. But when it's in reverse, I'm kind of seeing it as it going back through into this hole here, like you're no longer needing it. It's like you're getting rid of it. It's kind of being sucked in. So this is representing all this negative energy for me. This is all your kind of worries and your stress and your fears about this situation, all kind of being kind of feels like being sucked in to this hole here, almost like it's going to kind of implode and just kind of disappear, just like as if it was never there. Because this is the energy that I'm getting from this, is this celebration. But as I was beginning to say, the Three of Chalices is also an initial celebration. It's saying this is early stages, this is early doors, so to speak. There's still a lot that needs to be worked through here. There's still a lot that needs to be recognized, because it's not an ending, it's not an initial, it's not a final celebration, it's not a coming together completion energy. This is a young three energy. There's still things to be worked through emotionally. Is how that's coming through for me. So let's see what this other person, the person that you have an energetic connection to here, Scorpio, is feeling. How did it all come across for them? What's their experience? Okay, the Ace of Cups and the Eight of Pentacles. Ace of Cups in reverse, Eight of Pentacles in reverse over the top of your Strength card. So there is definitely, or there has definitely been love here. But in reverse, it could, again, because of this Strength card, feeling like it was overly protective. This person could have felt that their love was being kind of, how it's coming through, that their love was not being allowed to flow. That there was kind of a blockage here. Something was blocking it. And with the Eight of Pentacles as well, in reverse, it's saying that it wasn't able to be built on or worked through or worked on. Well, this person just decided that they didn't want to, that they couldn't. That the love just wasn't flowing. It just feels as though it wasn't flowing. Whatever it was that you had that was there between the two of you, sorry about the lighting, whatever was there between the two of you, it just kind of stopped flowing somehow. And it became hard work. That's what I'm feeling here. It became hard work. Scorpio, for this person. It was more like, it didn't feel like a loving relationship anymore. It felt like hard work to them. And that's not what they wanted in a relationship. It's not what anyone wants in a relationship. They don't want hard work in a relationship. Life's hard enough as it is without having to kind of deal with really tough emotional situations as well. This person really did, I feel as though there was a lot of love here. With the Ace of Cups, but there was blockage, whether this person was blocking it or whether it was blocked due to your energy or a combination of both, probably, because as I was saying, there's always two people in every relationship, at least. We have the World and we have Judgment again. So over the top of this Knight of Pentacles energy, which I feel today is very much, it was in reverse, very much about defeat here. Just having to kind of walk away from this slowly, as I was saying. This person has the World, so they also felt that something had to, and the Judgment card here as well. So it feels to me as though this was a judgment call, like something that was bigger than this person, something that was kind of taken, like just almost like they didn't really have a say in this situation. That this was the ending of a chapter for them. Something was being closed out here and a new beginning was starting. They kind of had to end something that may not have had anything to do with you, Scorpio, but it still affected you and it affected them as well, very deeply, with this Judgment card here. And it just feels as though, I mean, the World and Judgment together are huge energies for this person to have gone through both of these at the same time. It was quite a big deal, and you may not have realised what was going on either, Scorpio. You may not have been aware of this process that this person was actually having to kind of take notice of. It was like they had to. because this energy was just not happening. Whatever was blocking this was due to, I feel, this energy here of something very powerful in this person's life. The world ending, it's like kind of a real ending of a cycle here with the Judgment card. But they're both upright, so this person had to follow their understanding here. They had to follow whatever, because he's playing this pipe here as well, this horn, so it's like hearing that call and kind of having to follow it, because if you don't, then you're not being true to yourself. This was this person's destiny in a way. It was this person's why am I saying destiny? Destiny, it feels like destiny. It feels like something that was, it just feels really big, like a really big experience that happened to them, or a really big yeah, this was just out of their hands in a way. This was just out of their hands, but it was like they had to acknowledge it. They had to acknowledge this, because if they hadn't acknowledged it, it would have caused more problems than it solved. And as it was, the Five of Swords has come out here. So there is an energy with the Five of Swords for me of it being like at the time that this person was dealing with their own shadows as well, they were having to deal with their own inner shadows, regrets about something. It's coming through as this kind of sense of, because it's like black swans, it's like the negative side of the white swan, it's like the shadow side, it's like their again, their own inner demons is how it's coming through for me, which I kind of get the sense of happened with you here as well, Scorpio, that you ended up having to do the same thing. But the Five of Swords can also be a sense of kind of overwhelming, like something bigger than you are in a sense. It's overwhelming. It kind of feels as though you've taken on more than you can cope with or you can deal with, and that could have had a lot to do with why this all fell apart. That at this time this person may have had so much going on within them that they just felt as though everything was just too much. With this 8 here as well, it was all too much. It was all too hard work. It was too stressful for them. That's how this is coming through, as a stressful energy, but it's also coming through with this sense of kind of battling, again, this kind of like negative energy. This negative, yeah, negative energy. Whether that's to do with a relationship, which it could well be, because it has this, or that it kind of came out from this relationship. But I feel as though it put them into this place of chaos, or feeling as though they were being attacked here. There's definitely this kind of, kind of discordant energy, this energy that wasn't peaceful. They didn't have peace of mind here. They didn't have a sense of it feels as though they didn't have a sense of themselves in a way. A lot of battling going on here, a lot of kind of fighting through things, a lot of kind of, yeah, of not feeling it's just coming through with this sense of kind of a very dark energy for this person. It put them into a very dark place. Whatever this was about that they had to follow and deal with, there's a sense that something kind of was very much to do with shadow energy, shadow work, a dark place in their own mind, their own space, dealing with that shadow, dealing with their own negativity. And they have over the top of your Page of Swords the Ace of Pentacles in reverse as well. So this, for me, is coming across as a possibly feeling as though this was a missed opportunity for them. Something that should have happened here. Because there was so much love here. And this is the energy, of course, of their present, where this person is feeling presently that this has been a missed opportunity. That there should have been a lot more growth from this. There should have been a lot more happiness from this even. There should have kind of been a lot more I'm getting like this sense of foundation of something, like something that should have been supportive is what I'm getting from this. That this should have had a supportive element behind it for them. And maybe while you were off battling your own demons here, Scorpio, they were feeling as though they were having to kind of struggle through things, possibly financially as well, when the Ace of Pentacles is in reverse. And also possibly a sense that you kind of like, you know, took that support away, or they had to give it up even, that something had made them have to give it up. But there is this sense of now looking at things in a way of, was that a missed opportunity? Was that something that I was supposed to build on? Because the Ace is always a new energy. It's energy where you have the ability to make it into more of something, whichever Ace it is. It's a new energy, comes in, needs channeled, needs to be directed in order for it to become more than just Ace energy. So over the top of your Knight of Swords in reverse, and you battling all your demons, this person has kind of come to a realization that they actually have got a broken heart here. It's like finally on some level, it's like this person is realizing And maybe it's got something to do with this here, this energy. Because this is a white swan here, but I'm seeing these black swans as being the kind of the cause in a way of this energy. This could also have kind of represented past energy as well, stuff that it just feels like things they had to deal with, this kind of shadow kind of energy here. But it feels like it's brought them to their knees in a way. It's kind of made this person like their heart is bleeding, literally. If you look at the background, it's like this swan with these 3 swords now stabbed through it. He's kind of feeling possibly betrayed. There's a deep sense of wounding here. There's a deep sense of a lot of pain, feeling a lot of pain through this. And it's interesting because this heart here is coming through as a kind of shield as well. And maybe that's something that they are also kind of becoming aware of here, Scorpio, is that they were shielding their heart from you. Possibly why this cup is also in reverse here as well. That they were shielding themselves from pain, but in fact it actually caused them more pain because them not opening up to the love that they should have been feeling here, which could also be why they're feeling this lost opportunity. But there is this sense of deep wounding. But there is also a sense here as well, because I always see the 3 as being, although it's a painful situation, it can also be a kind of cathartic energy, because it's like suddenly seeing through the bubble, which is also how this is coming through, this kind of bubble, this idea of how idealistic idea of how love is. But for me today, it's kind of coming through much more as this shielded energy of this person shielding their heart, or thinking that they were shielding their heart, or maybe even not realizing they were shielding their heart, and now they've kind of come to this awareness that that's exactly what they were doing, and in fact it hasn't helped them. That by doing so they've actually caused themselves even more pain. Interesting. King of Pentacles again. And I'm kind of seeing it as this person rising out from this pain. This person kind of rising up, like this kind of down here representing the same energy here as this swan for some reason. And this kind of figure here is this person rising up out of that painful situation. They're crowned by this pentacle, here, this missed opportunity is kind of, I'm feeling it as it's literally kind of on their head, like it's crowning them, like they've suddenly realised. Almost, it feels almost like resurrection here, almost like something being kind of reborn from this pain. This person is like coming out back much stronger, like a sense of identity, a sense of like, I can still do this. This isn't lost. This isn't completely finished. There is still growth to be had here. There is still opportunity to be had here. Because of course you also come in the future with the King of Pentacles energy here as well. And this energy, for them, it's over the top of your Four of Pentacles energy as well. You being stubbornly kind of determined, shall we say, to hold on to this. And maybe that's what brings this person back from a kind of situation of things being over or things being dead, or it's like they finally, it's this bursting of this bubble. Like something bursts this bubble of kind of belief of their pain. Maybe to do with this opportunity. Maybe that's what this is about, this missed opportunity. And then something, possibly you Scorpio, kind of bringing this person's awareness to the fact that you haven't let it go. Gives them the strength to rise back up out of this. But this has been a painful situation, it feels like, for both of you here. But it does feel like what was ever dead, this person, they've found the strength from this. And like I said, they're crowned with that opportunity on their head. It's like all of a sudden, it's like they're just coming back to life. Something's coming back to life here really strongly, really it just feels like profoundly. It's kind of like this resurrection moment of just like, I don't have to feel this anymore. Something very strong. Being Pentacles, being Earth, being like earth moving, earth shifting kind of energy I'm feeling here. Like something like this person's world kind of doing a 180-degree turn all of a sudden. And everything that kind of seemed bleak, and for you as well, Scorpio, as well, for everything that kind of seemed bleak all of a sudden has this much more positive outlook. And as I say that, yeah, we get the Ten of Swords in reverse. Again, it feels to me like this kind of strength here. The Ten of Swords, again, it's this finality of things. It's like something being laid to rest is how it's coming through for me. Something being laid to rest. of no longer being kind of pulled along by this negative feeling, this negative energy. But also feels like they're no longer willing to kind of shield from that as well. It's a 10. Tens is endings. Tens means like it's reached the end of the road here. The pain, the sorrow, the heartache, it's over, it's finished. There's still some lingering, maybe emotional things to be dealt with here. But there is an ending with this 10. There is a time to kind of lay this to rest, put this to sleep. That's how it's feeling. And maybe even to kind of allow themselves to lean on your strength here, Scorpio, as well, which may be something that they haven't done previously. There's definitely something coming to an end here, because you've also got the Death card as well, Scorpio, here. So let's see. Okay. 5 of Cups in reverse over the top of the Death card. Yeah. Yeah, this energy of sadness, sorrow, despair, unhappiness. I'm seeing it like again with this rose here, this similar kind of energy in the center here. These cards are quite glary, it's difficult to see exactly what's happening. But how I'm seeing it, with this 5 here, is this sense of yeah, she's carrying this bowl, this fish bowl with this little fish in it, and I'm kind of seeing it as this same energy here. It's kind of like letting this go, releasing this fish back into the water somehow, back into the bigger ocean, back into, it's like, it's kind of a representative of this energy that you've both kind of been carrying around with you. You've both been holding on to it. And there's also a kind of sense of, I'm kind of letting this swim free, and in doing so, it's like opening up to something else, like allowing things to happen as they happen, rather than trying to make things happen as you want them to happen. There's this sense of yeah, of kind of letting things be, letting things happen as they should, as they're meant to, rather than as you think they should or want them to. Now, this person is kind of it just feels as though they're opening themselves up to possibly even kind of allowing in this energy here with these fishes, because she's got this one little fishy in a bowl there. And I'm kind of seeing it as this same energy here with this Ace of Cups. And it's kind of releasing this Ace of Cups energy, if you like. What this energy, whatever this was, this kind of blockage, this negativity that this person has kind of carried around with them for some time, is also how it's feeling. With this Death card here as well for yourself, Scorpio, it's like they're now releasing that as well. As you're releasing something here, they are too releasing something. And so we have the Nine of Pentacles as this person's outcome. Now, a lot of people read the Nine of Pentacles as being a card of singlehood. I don't always see it that way. I see the Nine of Pentacles as being a card of self-esteem, a card of looking back at how far you've come, looking back at what you've achieved, rather than looking forward and thinking, oh, I've still got so far to go. This card for me says, look at what you've already achieved, look how far you have come, because also you've got this Eight of Pentacles here. Yeah, Eight of Pentacles here. Almost said something else then. And the Nine is the card that you're ending on, or this person that you have this energetic connection with here, Scorpio, is ending on. And this for me is saying that they are coming, again, it's feeling like they're coming into this place of strength, coming into this place of realization that everything that they have achieved throughout this journey, they may have had help with it, they may have had support from others in it as well, but at the end of the day, the only person who's going to be able to do any of it is themselves. It's all down to themselves. Even if they're in a relationship with you, Scorpio, ultimately it's them that is going to have to put the work in. Ultimately it is them that has to actually make decisions for themselves. So for me, it's a card of saying, don't look at the negative, look at the positive here. Look at how far you have come, look at how much you have achieved. And there is also growth here as well. And it has come out over the top of your Queen of Pentacles, Judgment, and Three of Chalices. Oops. This is their energy here, over the top of all of this. And it feels to me like the potential, the person seeing the potential for this new growth, for something to, like, for the two of you to grow together, but not necessarily have to be completely in each other's pockets. That you don't have to completely, and this for me is kind of the relationship in between the two of you here. With this star, it's like a destiny. It feels like something very strongly that is linked in here, meant to be. And this kind of represents the two of you growing together. Something, and she's playing this piano down here as well, so it's kind of coming out something beautiful. It's like there's a beauty here. Something very beautiful is growing from this connection, is how I'm seeing it. So for me today, it's not coming through at all as a singles card. It's very much coming through as somebody who's ready to accept that there can be that there can be growth here, that there can be something beautiful created between two people. And I feel that that's the journey that, and the lesson that has been learnt through all of this pain. I'm also seeing it here as well, actually. I'm just, yeah. I've just been kind of shown that this is this energy being changed to this energy here. That is no longer painful. It's now this kind of sense of, well, the star for me is always about hope, optimism, joy, happiness, destiny. So let's pull a Angel Keepers of the Light Oracle card very quickly for you here, Scorpio. And before I forget, cusp Scorpio, pardon me, sorry, you will be at the 0 point of Scorpio, moving away from the Libra energy. So you might want to check out the Libra reading that I have put up as well. That may connect with you on some level, the general reading and the love reading, if you haven't already checked them out. And also 29 degrees of Scorpio, you are going to be heading towards the Sagittarius energy. So you may want to watch the Sagittarius energy or the Sagittarius readings when I put them out as well, which hopefully I will do soon. Okay. Oh no. No, not again. He keeps coming out, this guy. He's really determined to let us know he's there. Commander Ashtar, call to action. Take charge, lead by example, walk your talk, is what he's saying to you, Scorpio. Third time he's come out. He might have even come out in the Libra reading. And possibly one of the planetary readings that I did recently as well. So let's have a look at Commander Ashtar. There he is. He did come out in reverse as well, and when these cards come out in reverse, what they are saying is the message is important, so take note, needs to be known at this time. So Ashtar, also known as Commander Ashtar, is a multidimensional being who promotes truth, peace and harmony between the planets. He is said to be an extraterrestrial but appears in human form so that he can communicate at heart level with all those on Earth who call on him. He is a part of the Great White Brotherhood, a congregation of light beings who work to bring healing to the world, and is a wonderful guide to those who are feeling the call to bring positivity, healing and inspiration to those around them. Kind of like this energy here in a way, I feel. He lifts up the hearts of leaders and inspires them to walk their path with complete integrity. So the extended message is you are receiving a call to action and being asked to step up and create the changes you want to see in the world. Divine inspiration is all around you, and Ashtar and his legion of cosmic angels are standing by to offer you loving support. Know that you are being encouraged to be honest, assertive and true in a loving way. You may feel your ego trying to hold you back, but know that when you take the first step, the next one will soon follow. Take some time to connect with the universe by looking up at the stars. Again, this energy here, as I was saying, the star for me is always about kind of a sense of destiny and hope and optimism. Knowing that there are loving beings of light gazing back down on you, you are not alone. And of course we do have this conjunction coming up soon as well, which is going to show up like a huge bright starlight in the sky. And it could have something to do with this reading, perhaps. I was going to say something else, but it's completely slipped my mind now. What was I going to say? Yeah, maybe it has got something to do with the conjunction that is coming up. Also, what I was going to say is that with these two cards coming out together as well, it could also be about you building something together. Scorpio here, about being a power couple. Often when the same king and queen come out together, they're seen as being a power couple, so it could also have something to do with you working together to build something strong, something that you're being called to do, possibly together, which is why it may feel like there's a strong connection. So, very quickly, Angels of Light message. Let's see what the Angels of Light would like to say to you, Scorpio. Angel of Light card for Scorpio, please. Sun, Moon, Venus, Rising. And cusp energy of Scorpio. Just the one. Choices. When you worry about decisions, it means that your mind is trying to control your life, and that results in choices made from your ego. That's possibly also this energy here as well. Battling with your inner demons, your ego energy. Your angel guidance is to consider and evaluate all the options that then let go of your head and choose from your heart that which gives you greatest joy and feels right. Do not act from foolish impulsive, however, impulse, however, neither from divinely prompted inspiration. Sorry, I'm going to read that again. Do not act from foolish impulse, however, rather from divinely prompted inspiration. Make choices for the highest good. Remember that if something is not for your highest good, it certainly is not for the highest good of those around you. So let go of false feelings of responsibility for others and choose with wisdom. Become still and attuned to your soul. Ask your angels for guidance and help. Then, from your point of deep inner stillness, make your choices easily and spontaneously. And the affirmation here is, I choose for my highest good. So Scorpio, I'm going to finish your love reading there and say I hope it has been of some help to you. I hope that it has given you some insight, some understanding of what's going on in your life at this time. It's not going to resonate with all of you Scorpios because it is a general love read. It's not a personal read, so it's not going to be for all of you Scorpios. And if it hasn't kind of resonated with you, maybe you want to check out the other readings, as I was saying, that relate to your Venus, your rising, your moon sign as well. So yeah, if you have liked it and if you have found anything in it, if it has resonated with you at all, could you please thumbs it up for me, because it makes such a huge difference. The more thumbs, the more likes I get for my readings, the more feedback I can get from the algorithms out there on YouTube as well, the more likely they are to pick it up, which is why all YouTube creators say please, please, please like our videos up, thumbs them up. And it doesn't take that long to do it, and it seems really, really insignificant, but it isn't. It truly isn't. It makes such a big difference to us. So please, could you do that, as I really do appreciate it. And also to those of you who have done that recently, thank you very much. I really, again, do appreciate it. It's such a huge help to me. And if you haven't subscribed to my channel, please could you do that as well. To those of you who have subscribed recently, thank you very much again. Another huge appreciation from me, a huge thank you, because it again is really helping me to grow my channel, get my messages out there, which is what I'm really trying to do at this time. Big shifts of energy coming, big movements. This year's been really hard for everybody, so I'm really kind of hoping that people will hear my messages as and when they need them, which is why I don't put any time or date on them, because whenever they're listened to is when they're meant to be there for you. If they resonate with you at that time, then obviously they're there for anybody and everybody. So there is playlists on my channel as well. All of my videos are playlisted. I do full moon and new moon videos, all of the sun signs as well. For the full moon and the new moon, I do tarot and astrology, both of them as well. So all of that is on my playlists. Also, subscription wise, there's a bell thing as well that opens up. There's a subscription button on my video as well, if you want to tap that. It can then kind of open up this little bell thing, I believe, where you can tap it and get the videos as and when they're put out. Trying to think if there's anything else I could say. Comment as well if you want to comment. That's always an added bonus for me. It's nice to get feedback and know whether or not my videos are being connected with and how it's affecting people out there as well. It's always really nice to know. Thank you to those of you who have commented. I do try to comment back. I do try to catch up with you. Unfortunately, for some bizarre reason, YouTube does not give me notifications of those of you who subscribe, and it doesn't give me notifications for those of you who comment on my videos either. So it's a case of kind of looking, searching and finding. And of course I have other things to do as well. So I think that's everything. Share my videos as well if you think anybody else out there is going to benefit from them. That would be a really big help to me and hopefully to them as well. And I think that's everything, Scorpio. In the meantime, please take really good care of yourselves, and please take really good care of those around you, and hopefully I will see you again soon.